The agreement being signed includes provisions on the respect for territorial integrity and the prohibition of hostilities.
At last, a sign of hope. If the ink on these pages holds, we could be looking at the end of 30 years of conflict in and around the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
The hope of this peace agreement between the DRC and Rwanda, signed in the United States, is staggering in its ambition. Few people in the African Great Lakes region remember a time when there wasn't a conflict between the two countries. The fighting has largely been over mineral resources, and that might give us a clue as to why US President Donald Trump is interested in the deal. Hello, I'm Neve Barker. You're watching Pinch Point, where geography and politics collide. It's difficult to overstate the devastation caused by the conflict in eastern DRC. The International Rescue Committee says that since 1998, the humanitarian crisis has claimed the lives of 5.4 million people. 4.6 million of those deaths were in the DRC's eastern provinces. The IRC says that arguably makes the DRC the world's deadliest crisis since World War II. And as a pointer to the utter waste of human lives, fewer than 10% actually died in the fighting. The vast majority were victims of malnutrition and disease. But still, casualties of war. The conflict has flared and died down over the years, but there was an escalation early in 2025 when M23 rebels seized control of large parts of eastern DRC, including the regional capital, Goma, the city of Bukavu, 2 airports, as well as some mines. Below the ground in the south and east of the DRC are vast reserves of tantalum, gold, cobalt, copper, lithium, coltan, and other minerals, many indispensable for global electronic technologies. Some of the mines are legal, many aren't, but the Congolese government has had little control over what goes on. Enter Donald Trump. He wants US corporations to move in and jump-start the system, introduce a bit of order.
So we're here today to celebrate a glorious triumph, and that's what it is, for the cause of peace. And this is a long time waiting. The signing of a historic peace agreement between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of Rwanda.
We're negotiating a minerals deal with the DRC for critical minerals. Many American companies have shown interest in investing in the DRC, and these we're talking about long-term investments. Same thing with Rwanda.
It's taken a massive effort to get here, and not just by the Americans, not least by Qatar, which handled some of the delicate negotiations with the leaders of DRC and Rwanda personally. In the White House, diplomats were delighted, if a little cautious.
I think there are so many perspectives that we can transform our partnerships through, and that can usher in an era of prosperity, of growth, and of shared bilateral relationships that go well beyond the challenges that we've shared together, and that can at least, or finally, focus on the potential and of the wealth that we can share.
It's important for the United States to stay committed, because today we signed, but now we need to implement what we have signed in order to open this new era you were talking about of prosperity, so that we can reap the economic dividend of peace.
The US is indeed going to have to stay committed. Yes, the peace deal is a breakthrough. If it works, both the DRC and Rwanda hope to attract billions of dollars of Western investment. For its part, Rwanda has agreed to withdraw thousands of soldiers from eastern DRC. The armed group M23, that's the group that has done much of the fighting. But it's not the only one. As I said, the scale of the task is huge. The United Nations has had a presence here since the 1960s. The UN Emergency Relief Agency, OCHA, says 21 million people needed humanitarian assistance even before the most recent fighting. 7 million are on the move across the country, with about 700,000 displaced in North and South Kivu, where some of the fiercest attacks have taken place. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres calls the agreement a significant step towards de-escalation, peace and stability in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Great Lakes region. A significant step, yes, but treaties relating to the DRC have been signed before, but still failed. The minerals buried beneath the surface are worth a fortune. Creating peace and prosperity in what is one of the 5 poorest countries in the world is going to take a lot of effort. The desperate hope is that scenes like these will become part of history. Hope. But in the DRC, there are no guarantees of success.